So unit 4, we will see compounding of offenses and plea bargaining. Okay.
Compounding of offenses.
Last point, compounding of offenses, plea bargaining. We have the second point remaining and point number 5 remaining. That also we will cover. Okay, so today we will see compounding of offenses and plea bargaining. Hey, before we continue, I wanted to inform you about my live mentorship program for LLB students or law aspirants. Law subjects and law topics need detailed clarity. We get that with the help of cases, examples, and detailed explanation. It's definitely not possible to include everything in these short videos. If you find my videos easy to understand and you are looking for some professional help in preparing for your examination, you can join my live mentorship program. Here you will be getting exam tips, answer writing skills, detailed notes that you can refer for your examination, cases, examples, and in a very easy way topics will be explained. I have live classes going on for a lot of subjects as of now. To know more about it, you can drop me a message on this WhatsApp number. I'm also helping a lot of students in writing their assignments. If you need any such help or for any queries, any suggestions, you can drop me a message on this WhatsApp number. And now let's continue with our video. When we talk about plea bargaining, what is plea bargaining?
Plea bargaining, I don't know, madam.
Okay, what is bargaining?
Bargaining, it is nothing but negotiation between two parties.
Yes, negotiation. Correct. And when we talk about plea, right? Plea as in whatever are the charges regarding that the person is bargaining. Okay, so this is bargaining with regard to the charges. Like when a criminal case is filed. Okay, when a criminal case is filed, what might happen? There may be multiple sections under which a person may be charged. Okay, so take for example, there are 5 sections under which the person is charged. He will say that what I will do, right? I will confess something. Okay, because it would take a long time if the police, if person is saying that no, I have not committed any crime, I have not done anything wrong, and police officer is doing investigation after investigation, it would be wastage of time. Sometimes police officer might not get any evidence or anything also, right? So this criminal process would go on forever. In order to reduce the time frame so that we can quickly decide the case and less resources are used, this concept is allowed that what you do, you plead guilty for certain things, you confess something, okay, you help the court in another way, you help the court by confessing something, pleading guilty for certain things, and in return you also should be getting benefit. Why would you plead guilty? Right? In return, as a benefit, what will happen is some charges would be dropped. Some charges will be dropped. Maybe lesser punishment will be given. Okay. Sometimes in movies also it would be shown, like if there is like a group of people who are committing a crime or something, one person was arrested, police officer would say that, okay, you give us this information, help the court, we would, like assure you lesser punishment. This is nothing but plea bargaining, that they are bargaining. You help us, we will give you lesser punishment. Okay, that is what plea bargaining is all about. So now plea bargaining is nothing but kind of a negotiation that takes place between the accused and the prosecution, where the accused agrees to plead guilty in exchange of some concession by his prosecution. He would get some concession, some charges will be dropped, maybe he would be getting a lesser punishment, etc. For that, in exchange of it, he would plead guilty. It is a bargain where a defendant pleads guilty to a lesser charge and the prosecutors in return drop more serious charges. Some charges they would drop. It is not available in all types of crime. It's not that everywhere you would get this option. Okay, you don't have this option everywhere. Like after committing murder or something, a person cannot say that, okay, plea bargaining. That would not be applicable. It is applicable in some cases only. For example, a person cannot plead guilty for heinous crimes and for crimes which are punishable with death, life imprisonment, etc. These are serious crimes. There, it's not possible. Now, when we talk about CrPC, we have sections 265A to 265L, which were inserted, okay, which were inserted in 2005 Criminal Law Amendment Act as Chapter 21A. It talks about plea bargaining. Okay, so it allows plea bargaining in these cases. What are these cases? Where maximum punishment is imprisonment for 7 years. Okay, 7 years. In such cases, it would be allowed. Where the offenses do not affect socio-economic condition of the country. Okay, where the offenses are not committed against a woman or a child below 14 years are also excluded. Okay, so these also will be the situations where offenses are committed against women or children below. These are excluded. That in such cases, plea bargaining would not be applicable, but otherwise for minor situations, minor cases, plea bargaining will be allowed in order to ensure that cases can be decided quickly. Okay, is this part clear?
Yes, madam.
So this thing you can remember. These are the provisions and these are the situations wherein it will be applicable. Now, when we talk about plea bargaining, what kind of bargaining might be there? There may be 3 different types of bargaining: sentence bargaining, charge bargaining, and fact bargaining. Okay, so sentence bargaining. In this type of bargaining, the main motive is to get a lesser sentence. If it was like 7 years of imprisonment, 5 years of imprisonment, maybe person wants to get 2 years, 1 year, like that. Sentence bargaining. In sentence bargaining, the defendant agrees to plead guilty to the stated charge, and in return, he bargains for a lighter sentence. If the maximum punishment was 7 years, give me lesser punishment. That is nothing but sentence bargaining. Charge bargaining. In this kind of plea bargaining happens for getting less severe charges. This is most common form of plea bargaining in criminal cases. Here, the defendant agrees to plead guilty to a lesser charge in concession of dismissing greater charges. For example, pleading for misslaundered and dropping charges for murder. So, pleading for manslaughter and for dropping of charges of murder. This is just an example. This is not a proper example. Okay, but just, like for lesser punishments, you would bargain, and for more serious, it would, like lesser would be given. So charge bargaining. What are the different charges that are there against a person?
Manslaughter is also human attack.
Yeah, slaughtering of a person. This is just an example, okay? Here it would not be applicable because for murder, plea bargaining is not allowed.
Not there.
Next one is fact bargaining. This is generally not used in courts because it is alleged to be against criminal justice system. It occurs when defendant agrees to stipulate to certain facts in order to prevent other facts from being introduced into evidence. So fact bargaining as such is not used. Sentence bargaining and charge bargaining is used, wherein a person would say that, okay, fine, I would plead, I would agree to these certain things, but give me a lesser punishment. That's why in movies you would see this is like very common, where police officer will be during investigation, right? They would make him confess that, okay, you confess this thing. If you confess, you would get lesser punishment. If you do not assist the court or police officers, then you are gone. Like that, police officer would try to, convince him to plead guilty for certain things. This is nothing but sentence bargaining. Okay, now there are a lot of cases wherein courts have again and again said that it's not a good thing. Okay, plea bargaining is criticized, that it is against the society. If someone has committed a crime, ideally the person should be getting the punishment for it. What is the logic of reducing the punishment just because he pleaded guilty for certain things? Okay, it was being criticized a lot of times. It said that magistrate accepted plea bargaining. Honorable court described the concept. It is It is a very bad practice because it is giving some kind of privilege to the criminals. They are committing a crime also, and then they are getting this option to bargain also. So this is nothing but it encourages corruption, okay, and it pollutes pure justice system. That like that it is being criticized a lot of times by court. But also court has itself said that what is the main purpose of plea bargaining? Okay, it's not like a general rule that applies. It is a matter to matter and has to be decided on a case to case basis considering the dynamic nature of law and society. The court said that the very object of law is to provide an easy, cheap and expeditious justice by resolving disputes. Already so many cases are pending. We don't want to delay cases anymore. If there is an option to quickly dispose of a case, we should opt for that method, because like justice delayed is justice denied, right? We should not keep things pending, but as quickly as possible we should decide it. And if plea bargaining is helping in any way in achieving that, then there is no harm in it. Okay, that's how this process is applied even today. Okay, that part is clear, right? Plea bargaining.
Yes, madam.